I'm with Fabrice Taylor, publisher of the President's Club newsletter and columnist at the Globe and Mail. Fabrice, what is on your radar lately?
Well, we're here at the Cambridge show in Vancouver, obviously, and there are, the usual stories that all sound the same, but there are two here that I think are interesting. One of them is a company called Natan Resources, and I'm holding this rock in my hand here. This is a rock from a property that they own in Quebec, and I have never seen a rock with so much gold in it. I don't know if you have, but this is an actual piece of gold sticking out from it, and then you can see the powder and all the gold, shiny gold in there. And so they're just getting going. They've got the property, the rights to it. They've just raised some money. I think this is one to watch because everyone's talking about it. A lot of brokers who've been in the business for 40, 50 years have said they've never seen anything like it. Obviously very highly risky, speculative, but if you like this kind of stuff, it might be of interest. And the other one is the company that they actually bought this property off called Globex Mining, symbol GMX. And Globex basically doesn't mine itself. It acquires properties, does a little bit of work on them, and then sells them off to people who have shells and the ability to raise money. And what it gets for that is some shares, some cash, and typically a royalty. And it's a much safer way to play the junior mining market because you've got an experienced CEO who's been at this for 40 years, and he makes all the decisions for you. And so I own shares in both of them. I think those are the two most interesting stories that I've heard so far today. Other than that, I think people who like dividends might want to look at a company called Polaris Infrastructure. I've written about it before in the Globe, and we've done well on it, but I think that the stock here at $15 looks very attractive. The yield's 4%. It's paid in US dollars, which is different. And lots of analysts jumping on board. Targets are $23 to $28. So if you like dividends and growth, I think Polaris Infrastructure, PIF, is something you might want to look at.
Right. And now what is your outlook for 2017? What's it looking like for us in this sector?
Well, I was talking to the CEO of a gold company this morning, and he says that we're only 2 Trump tweets away from $2,000 gold. So obviously with Trump, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of risk. And you never know what he's going to say, and so a lot of people think that's going to be a good year for gold. And I think that, I'm not sure that the honeymoon that you've seen since he won office is going to continue. I mean, U.S. stocks are $1 trillion more valuable today than before the election. So I think it's going to be a stock picker's market. You've got to be able to find opportunities, know valuation, and pick your entry points very carefully.
Well, what's your strategy in this in this environment of uncertainty now?
Well, I'm big on mining. I think we're not quite at a bull market, but I was here at the show 2 years ago, and it's about 3 times bigger this year. So I think that the sentiment is slowly, carefully returning. The big companies have had big moves. Will it trickle down to the smaller ones? It's starting to, but we'll have to wait and see. And I like to, just roll up my sleeves and be a stock picker and do a lot of due diligence. And I think turnarounds are a great place to be this year because the valuations on the market in general are pretty high. So turnarounds for me are always of great interest.
Right. Now with over 1,100 stocks on the TSX and TSXV in mining, how do you comb through all of those companies and make the right decisions?
Well, there's a lot of stocks, but most of them, especially in the venture, are garbage, let's face it. So you just have to really do a lot of homework, understand not just the projects, but also the people behind them, because let's face it, the people in venture stories are very important. I mean, some people are not that competent, not that honest, and there's lots of pitfalls in that market. So I think getting to know the people and checking them out is always really important, critically important. And another thing that a lot of small investors don't do well is understand structure. Like if a company has a lot of shares outstanding, or if a lot of shares have been sold at 2 cents and you're buying it for 25, you don't want to use your brain and think, do I really want to do this? There's a bunch of guys sitting there with 2-cent paper, they're going to blow it out. These are the tricks that all the promoters use, and you want to be careful not to get caught in those traps.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Fabrice, for your time. Where can we learn more about you and from a President's Club newsletter?
www.thepresidentsclub.ca is our site, and if you want to check us out, go there and sign up for the free version to start, and if you like it, you can pay up.
All right, Fabrice, thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
For more from the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, be sure to check out SmallCapPower.com for more videos.